For the first time in over 25 years, it's time to introduce your Knoxville Smokies.
Go Smokies!
All right, Smokies fans, welcome back to another live pilot pregame show here alongside Richie Juliano. I'm Connor Nelson, and we've got a great day ahead of us. It's our series kickoff we've got the Rocket City Trash Pandas joining us here at Covenant Health Park against our Knoxville Smokies. Rich, we're here at the Yardley Flats, a great baseball environment. You can see the bats right behind us. What's kind of your favorite part? Right now, we're in the Home Run Club. This is one of the premier features of the Yardley Flats. Rich, since we're here right now, what's your kind of favorite aspect of this little group hangout area?
I think it's got to be the two beer taps behind us,
right.
Behind the beer bats. And, of course, you see the pool table and then walk out on the patio. And this is a place I'd love to drink a beverage and watch a baseball game with a pool. You can't ask for a better view than this for a double-A baseball game.
Yeah, and we're here right now. You mentioned my favorite part. There's just bats behind us. It's kind of like this interesting piece of art, and of course the beer taps right behind it. Just an amazing area to hang out and take in a baseball game. We've only got a handful of them left, so if you're wanting to check out the Yardley Flats, they do still have apartments available. You can go ahead and check them out at yardleyflats.com, just seconds away from the very heart of Knoxville. And hey, they have one bedroom starting at just $15.99 a month, so yes, go ahead and check them out, yardleyflats.com. Maybe see a live pregame show here from the Home Run Porch Hangout. So let's go ahead and get into tonight's action, Rich. But first, for any of our fans here at the Covenant Health Park that weren't tuned into the last series, it was a big one for the Smokies, going up against the number one seeded Birmingham Barons. And we took the series dub. Rich, what stood out to you from last week's contest?
Yeah, the offense came alive. How about the season high 21 hits on Sunday? Absolutely took it to the Barons in a must-win game to win the series. We've talked about it. This has been a Knoxville team that has split a bunch of series this year, a 3-3 record, but they took it to Birmingham on Sunday and a convincing win to win the series against the best team right now in the Southern League. So that was great to see the bats come alive on Sunday.
Yeah, here are all the highlights from it. B.J. Murray, of course, the grade A example of how this lineup can turn on when they're going well, and he wasn't exactly the only catalyst. Like you said, 21 hits in the game, and I think it was highlighted by the big one, Jordan Wogu's first home run of the season. So I know we have one highlight of it, and we also talked to him just a little bit here just today because we're getting back from Birmingham here to face Rocket City. So here's the clip of the home run itself. And Rich, just look at, he stares right back into that dugout. He absolutely knew this one was crushed. And then here, I know we have a little bit of a replay that's going to come right after. Look at this. Just a majestic shot. He knew it. The dugout knew it. And then he gets the jog around the bases. So luckily, we were able to talk with Jordan Wogu just before the pregame show. So here's a little sneak peek at that interview. Pretty crazy series out in Birmingham, coming back home now, and really wanted to ask you a question about that home run on Sunday. It was an absolute bomb. First question I have, you could see you turn right back to the dugout. So what's the first thought you had as that ball jumps off the bat?
Excuse my language, but that's exactly what I thought.
For a couple of guys that have been here with the Smokies, they've seen kind of your progression, and it seems like you've gone through a really big change in your approach or adjustment. Can you speak on that a little bit? Was that an off-season project, or is that something that you kind of got here this year and were like, we need to make a change?
So I guess my career, I've always had power, but it was a question of, okay, my first year in Double A, I struck out a lot, wasn't making enough contact. And so the thing was make more contact. So I kind of changed my whole approach to make contact, shorten up, do that. So now it was like, okay, now I'm making a lot of contact. Now I got to find the power again. And so honestly, I think finding the contact first and kind of becoming like, okay, like I can hit, not just hit homers and strike out. It's like, okay, like I can hit. Now it's like, okay, when do I take my chances? I still have the power. It's like now I just got to get it out, also making contact. And I feel like that's what the coaches have helped me with, just kind of trusting the process, trusting God, like just letting the season go how it's going and just kind of letting it play out.
Great. And so you mentioned shortening up. Do you think this change, would you credit it more to mechanical changes or is it more mental?
A little bit of both. I definitely changed stuff mechanically to kind of stay right center-ish approach. At least I can get hits over the second baseman. So that's kind of been a thought process I've had this year. But now it's like, okay, I can still get the head out on sometime and then shorten up with 2 strikes instead of just always being in contact mode. It's like, okay, that's where I see myself as a big leaguer. It's like, okay, he takes his chances, gets his home runs, but he also can hit, and he can get on base and help the team win that way too.
Yeah, well, it's been really exciting watching you get on base. Seems like once or twice every single game, and you've got the X factor speed that makes it even that much more exciting. So my last question for you, you were actually on the Barons pregame show on Sunday before that home run. Was there any sort of good luck that was, brought out due to that pregame show? I know Doug was saying he might not be able to have you back on after that Mammo shot.
It just how God wanted it. I don't know. Coincidence, I guess.
All right, well, we'll give credit to Doug. We'll let him know you hopped on our pregame show as well, and we'll see what happens tonight. But
Sweet.
Excited to watch you ball out for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
All right, so there was the interview with Jordan Wogu. You can see he was pretty much surprised when that thing came off the bat as well as it did. Can't exactly replicate his answer of what he was thinking as soon as the ball came off the bat. But another funny thing, like Doug had him on his pregame show, and then he goes yard for the very first time, was watching his broadcast back. He was like, well, I don't think we can ever have him on anymore. Wogu said the same thing. He was like, his dad texted him. He's like, I don't think the Barons are going to let you on the show anymore. So pretty cool to see. Richie, you've seen Wogu now for a few years, and this year, obviously way different. What jumps out the most to you?
Yeah, he talked about it. It's a different mechanical and mental approach this year than it has in the past. He was drafted out of Michigan 3rd round in 2020 with a lot of power. You could see in his build, he's a bulky guy. He's got some power, but, he struck out a lot. And now he's changing his approach, putting the ball in play, which you love to see. And his average speaks to it. Now he's hitting .280 this year, which is his best average in Double-A across the 3 seasons. And I love the bat-to-ball approach now instead of looking to drive the ball over the wall. Now, like he said, the power is going to come when you put the ball in play. You're going to get chances when pitches are right down the middle, and he's not going to miss them this time. So I think that's the biggest change for Wogu, just getting the ball out there and taking that middle-away approach.
Yeah, it's been really fun to watch him play this season. We kind of saw him struggle out of the gates, probably due to this new approach he was implementing, being more of a contact guy when you've hit home runs your entire life. A lot of hitters will tell you that's one of the best feelings you can have in baseball is putting a ball over the wall. So probably pretty mentally hard to go ahead and make that change and really implement it in just one season and one off season of work. So he was in Australia over the off season. I'm sure he was, getting used to that a little bit more, and it's really paid off for him so far in this season, and finally in the home run column as well. So looking forward to seeing what he can do in this series, back in the lineup tonight in the 5 spot, but we'll go ahead and get into our lineups a little bit later. We're going to go ahead and start it off with our starting pitching matchup here tonight. We've got one top prospect versus a guy who's kind of been a bit of a journeyman. Mm-hmm. So, Rich, I'll go ahead and let you talk first about Tommy Romero on the mound for the Smokies tonight.
Yeah, so he's going to make his 4th start for Knoxville, and his last 5 appearances have been really good. His last 3, 5 or more, which is always great as a starting pitcher. He faced Rocket City not too long ago on August 15th at Rocket City, went 5 innings, only gave up 3 hits with no runs, and a season-high 6 strikeouts with the Smokies. So he's faced the Trash Pandas once, and he has exceeded. And he's got a really good number line here. 2-0, a .286 ERA, and in 22 innings, batters hitting .213 against him with 19 strikeouts. So he's a former big leaguer. this guy knows how to pitch, but he's just added a lot of new pitches to his arsenal. He's got a fastball, a splitter, cutter, curve, and a slider. So that's a really good 5-pitch mix from Tommy Romero.
Yeah, and he's, like you said, been in and out of the bullpen and starting pitching roles, but it seems like no matter where he's at, this is a guy who's been around. He's going to go ahead and take care of his business no matter the role. So it's been really fun to watch him pitch. And also, Rich, I know we talk about facial hair a lot here on the Pilot pregame show and on our broadcast in general. Romero's got a thick kind of woodsman-y cut beard, and when he fades that thing up, it's pretty intimidating. I'll just say he kind of looks like one of those enforcer beards. Just putting it out there. So we'll see if he's trimmed up, ready to go for tonight's action here leading it off in the series kickoff. And then who he's going to be facing tonight, it's going to be the right-hander Walber Urania. And Rich, this is a right-hander on the top prospect list for the Los Angeles Angels organization, but has kind of struggled this year. His overall numbers not great. You see the record line right there, 5-7, 4.91 ERA. And as a total, he's faced the Smokies 4 times already. And 0-2 record, an ERA above 5. So the Smokies going to look to continue the success that they've had off of Urania all season long. And, I mean, batters as a whole hitting .245 against him. So he's had trouble limiting the contact this season, and Smokies with really good performance on Sunday looking to carry those hot bats here into the series kickoff against the Trash Pandas. So, Rich, any final words before we move on to our lineups and all that?
Yeah, I think the key to success tonight is Urania's got a really good fastball. It's going to sit in the upper 90s, can touch triple digits at times earlier in the ball game, but only has 3 pitches, a fastball, a curveball, and a changeup. So if the Smokies are able to lay off his breaking balls that haven't been able to find the zone effectively this year and kind of hunt that fastball, they'll be able to drive it.
Yeah, not a big strikeout guy. You saw it in the numbers. So hopefully the Smokies are putting the balls in play and getting a little luck from the baseball gods here today as they did on Sunday. So let's go ahead and get now into our featured batters today, Rich. So our manager, Lance Reimel, setting the 1 through 9 as always, and we got to start it up at the top. Our Mint Gaming Hall leadoff batter of the game. And tonight, setting the tone for the Smokies, it's going to be the shortstop, Jefferson Rojas. So right now, he's been up in that leadoff spot for what seems like at least the past 7 games, and I really like this in terms of what we've seen from Rojas. Rich, seems like a lot of early swings. Putting him in that leadoff spot seems like it might force him to see a little bit more pitches.
Yeah, exactly right. And last week he was really good in the series against the Barons as a Smokies leadoff man. He got on base 6 consecutive games, all 6, and he walked 4 times with 2 stolen bases. So when you look at what Rojas did, he did a good job replacing Brett Bateman at the top of the order and setting the tone for this lineup.
Yeah, I like it. And if we move a little bit further down, it's going to be our exterior home solutions cleanup batter of the game, and it's a familiar face tonight, Rich, in B.J. Murray Jr. This guy leading the Southern League in runs batted in and tied for the league in home runs. So what are you looking for out of Murray tonight?
Yeah, looking for some power. 18 home runs. We want him to take the lead, right, in the Southern League leaderboard. And then he's still on top big time in the RBI column with 82, and he had a great week in Birmingham, drove in a couple big runs, including the big one on Thursday. So you have to put B.J. Murray Jr. in your cleanup spot. It's just a guarantee at this point in the season.
And, there's that philosophy in the major leagues. It's like, hey, hit your first best 3 hitters, first 3 in the lineup. But it almost seems like Murray just is comfortable in this cleanup spot. Always seems like he's able to come through when they need him most. So love that he's back there today. And then we'll move on to our final featured batter and our favorite featured batter here on the Pilot pregame show, our Wendy's double stack batter of the game. So this means if this guy hits a double, that means when you're walking out of the stadium tonight, so all of our Covenant Health Park viewers, listen up. If Ethan Hearn gets a double tonight, that means you're getting a Wendy's double stack coupon on your way out tonight. Who knows? You might see Rich and I there. We typically take advantage of those
we'll
very
be there
quickly. Definitely. So, what are you looking for out of Hearn? He had a bunch of home runs in the last homestand here at Covenant Health Park. So that'd be nice to see from him again. Some more splashes into the Modelo watering hole, maybe?
Right. If you're out in right field, watch out because those are the 2 home runs that he hit back in the Covenant Health Park series against Montgomery. And actually hit 3 in that series. So it was 2 out of the 3, and there's the 3rd. So it was a really good series for him the last time at home. Struggled a little bit on the road against Birmingham, so I think he's going to like being back at his home ballpark.
Yep, he's behind the plate for Game 1 action tonight, and that wraps up our featured batters. But let's go ahead and run through the lineups real quickly for our Covenant Health Park fans. Rich, I'll let you start it off. How are the Trash Pandas looking for tonight's game?
Yeah, their center fielder and switch hitter David Mershon's going to lead it off with Ben Goebel at third, Oscar Colas, who was a former big leaguer, played for the White Sox not too long ago. He bats third and is the designated hitter. Ryan Nicholson, who killed us in the last series we played him against, he cleans it up and is at first base. Corey Holland, the right fielder, batting fifth. David Calabrese, who's a sneaky left fielder, batting sixth. He usually plays center, but they're playing him in left tonight. Josh Crouch does the catching, batting seventh. Mac McCroskey, the shortstop, batting eighth. And then Errol Vera, the switch-hitting second baseman, will bat ninth. So the key to success here for the Smokies against the Trash Pandas, take care of the first four. The rest have kind of struggled this year.
Yeah, and, well, beyond the first four, the one name I'm going to be looking out for, Rich, because I think you hit it on the head. This lineup not very deep right now, but David Calabrese, the left fielder out of the sixth hole, has been dominating the Smokies this year, specifically here at Covenant Health Park, batting over 400 in this stadium, so hopefully the Smokies can limit him, or else that might be a sneaky piece they've got hidden down in the middle of the lineup. And then if we're looking at the Smokies, here's their 1 through 9. We've got Jefferson Rojas up at the top, the shortstop, our Mint Gaming Hall leadoff batter of the game. Brett Bateman, the center fielder, will bat second. Corey Joyce, the DH, bats third. Our exterior home solutions cleanup batter of the game, B.J. Murray Jr., will be playing the hot corner over at third. Jordan Wogu, our interviewee, bats fifth in left field. Pablo Aliendo plays first base today instead of behind the plate. He bats sixth. Rayvaj Garcia playing second, batting seventh. Ethan Hearn down in the eighth spot behind the dish. And then Jalen Palmer rounding out the lineup for Lance Reimel in right field, all behind Tommy Romero. So that's going to wrap up our Pilot pregame show, but can't forget to remind the fans as a proud sponsor of the Knoxville Smokies, Pilot's out here to fuel your game day drive with gas, snacks, and more. Rich, why don't you hit it with me? Pilot, see you out here. All right. Any final words for our Pilot pregame show, Rich?
Hey, let's do it. Hey, this is the final regular season series at home this year, so looking for a win to kick that off.
That's right. We're 8.5 games back of Birmingham. We're rooting for Chattanooga, who's playing them right now in this week. Not mathematically eliminated yet, so we're still holding on to hope here at Covenant Health Park. And for our fans at the scoreboard, make sure you lock in. 7 o'clock first pitch start. Game number 1 between the Trash Pandas and the Smokies is coming up.
Fans, for the first time in over 25 years, it's time to introduce your Knoxville Smokies.
Go Smokies!